Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue, and I'm here for today's Cricket Chat. Today we are going to be experimenting. Thursday is becoming our experimental day, I think, and we're going to be talking. It's actually part 2 of the Infusible ink discussion that we started last week, and I'm so excited to talk about it. But I want to wish everybody hello and welcome, and yes, listen to Loretta, please click like and tell your friends because we're having a blast over here, don't you think? I am, at least. So let's see. Let's get started. Let's see. There's been a really crazy week, I think, because it was like everybody had the day off on Monday, or a lot of people had the day off on Monday. I feel like it's still like a holiday week, but we're back in the swing of things. My place is still a mess, and I'm still working on our calendar for January. I still have not made the giveaway live yet. I will do that by next week, and hopefully everybody can get their names in, and we'll pick the drawing really soon. We'll do this one quickly, I guess. So good morning to all my friends. Hi Loretta, hi Leslie, hi Delia, and who else we've got? I saw Cheryl, I think, Marie, Dawn, and let's see who else. Penny is here. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Penny. How you feeling? So today, let's see. What are we going to do today? It's going to be Infusible Ink Day again. So, back when we had, I don't know, the end of the year sort of thing, we started talking about what would you like to see more of. And Infusible ink was on the top of that list. So last week I did a program that I started working on the Infusible ink. This is what I'm going to show you. Not very pretty, but this was my Infusible ink that I put. What did I put on this? I put a layer of polycrylic, and this is a primed surface, and it worked out really well, except that I did it too long, and look, it browned over. So I did other ones, and what I found out is if you do not have a surface that has some kind of coating on it. So this had a coating of both polycrylic and the prime paint, which isn't that much of a coating. So the polycrylic really was the coating there. If you have that coating on there, it tends to be brighter. So here you go on this side. Don't look on this side so much, but this is 2 different colors. The other thing that I've noticed though is that it does the paper does stick on here a little bit. But the thing is that wood is a natural substance, and Infusible ink works best on man-made things, particularly polyester, but also like acrylics and things like that. So I thought today we would continue on the discussion, and we would try things with coated surfaces, and we're going to try 3 different coated surfaces. This one here is actually, let's see what it says on the back, white glitter iron-on unfinished wood. So I took this unfinished circle, and by the way, I will put where I got these circles, which is Amazon, and the link, it's an affiliate link, and you can use it. Earlier in the week, we did just plain iron-on these unfinished surfaces, and they are rather smooth. I say unfinished, but I mean like they don't have paint on them, but they're rather smooth. I don't think you really need to sand them at all, and they work pretty well. They worked very well with the iron-on, just regular iron-on, but then I started thinking, oh, how am I going to make it work with infusible ink. So I came up with 3 different things that we can try. The first one being this sort of tried and true. We've done it before, but this is actually the glitter iron-on laid down first, and then there's infusible ink put over it. I was pretty impressed with this. However, this is a solid color. I think it's this color, bright teal. And I noticed over here there's some like shadowing or ghosting, which led me to think, you know, I think it might look better if we did the letters in that bright teal and left the white there. So this was yesterday late in the day. I think it worked out really well. It's a little bit off center, but then I wanted to try this, which is Polycrylic. I don't have the package with me. You guys know I've used this before. It's by Minwax, and it is a coating that creates, it's rather sticky when it first goes on, so that's why we used it for the glitter ornaments. But you know, this is it's really a coating. So it's going to leave a coated area. So I did coat it ahead of time, and this is actually coated. It seems like it's really sort of sunk in, and I think maybe I should have put 2 coats on it. This one here is actually that primed wood that has the polycrylic on it. So that's number 2. The third thing is sort of like the crazy out of the gate idea that I think might work, but we have to fiddle with it. And it's this stuff, thermal laminating pouches. So thermal laminating pouches, these are not the self-laminating pouches. I found that out the hard way. These are like pouches that are used for lamination machines that have both heat and pressure, really, to fuse this to the material. Usually it's paper, right? So this is a thermal laminating pouch, not a self laminating pouch, which is sticky. Okay, so we're going to try that. That's going to be a third thing, but we'll get started on the things we know that work well, and that is the glitter. So let me just move this. I'm going to take out one of these. This has not been put anything on there yet, and this one has the polycrylic. So let us have a look at this, and let me see, where did I put my cutouts? I'm really organized today. I know it doesn't seem that way. Maybe it never seems that way, but anyway, I have tried to be organized in this experiment. Now, we're not going to do any cutting today because it takes up a lot of time, and I thought that we would just, you know, do the iron-on to see how this works. So here is a circle of white glitter iron-on that I cut out. This actually was smart glitter, and the only real difference there is that this is a thicker coating, and we're going to lay that on the wood as best we can over this 10-inch circle. Then we're going to take our infusible ink, and this is our infusible ink. Now, if you've never worked with infusible ink before, it's really quite interesting. If you're a big pro at iron-on, it's a little bit different, so be aware. So this is infusible ink that I did on, I tried to keep all the boxes that I used. I did it on, oh, here it is. This, I used this Patterns Rainbow. So this, oh, okay. So this one here, let me just turn that off. This one here is a 2 sheet box. Infusible ink comes with usually either 2 or 4. Sometimes they're a pattern. So here is, this one is called Distressed Cool Water. Hey, stop that. And this one I'm using for this is called Patterns Rainbow, and it has actually 2 sheets in there that are different. So this one here is rainbowy, And the one that I used for this cutout was sort of like it looked like mottled. It's like a mottled water. I don't know why it's put in the rainbow sheet, but that's what it is, and that's what I thought that I would do. I kind of like the mottled or the, variegated look to this infusible ink, and I think it's going to make it easier on the eyes, whereas the one we originally did, here it is. As I mentioned before, it got kind of like, I don't even know, I can't even kind of see what that is, but I did have to move it around, but I taped it down, so I'm not really sure on that. So let's try this. What we're first going to do is take our iron-on. We're going to lay it on to our unfinished wood. Now we are going to use the Easy Press 3, which just was all heated up, and then I was talking too much. So, so it turned off, or I turned it off, because it has that safety feature on it. So let's go, even though this has its own app, which is the Heat app, which let me just show you. Looks like this. You can indeed use it as a regular Easy Press, and you can do that. So here you go. That's the Heat app, but I'm just going to go here to, ooh, roasted mushrooms, yummy. So we're going to type in Cricut Heat Guide, and here it is, and we're going to use the Easy Press 2 settings, okay? And then we're going to choose Smart Iron-On Glitter, and then we'll choose wood as the base, okay? And what does it say to us? It says we need to preheat it for 5 seconds, and that we also need to heat this up to 300 degrees. Now, this is not the infusible ink portion. It's just the glitter portion, okay? So let's bring this over here, and I'll show you how we manage the settings. So we're going to turn this on, and then we're going to press these little wavy signs. And you see it was set for 385, but I'm going to reduce it to 300. Why is it not going? There, 300. There we go. Okay, so we're going to 340 seconds, and we're going to heat that up. Now, I still feel the heat on it, so you see it's right at 365, so it needs to go down in temperature, but that's okay. It does it pretty quickly, and it will reduce the heat to 300. Now, as always, we need to have something on the bottom, and this is a Easy Press mat. You don't need to have this, but it is a really good tool to have. It also protects your surfaces. See, my surface is one of those self-cutting mats, so I don't want to take a risk, because if I put heat on this, it will bubble and warp. So if you don't have a heat press mat, definitely use like a towel or something thick to protect your surface. The heat press mat also protects your surface, but it also helps with the heating part. And remember, it said that we need to preheat for 5 seconds, so we're going to do that while it's getting down to the temperature. So let's do that for just a few seconds. And what preheating does is it removes the moisture that might be in that product. And so for paper or wood or whatever, your clothing, whatever, it removes the moisture a little bit. So thank you, Cheryl. So we've done that, and now we're just waiting for our machine to get down to the 300 degrees. I'm trying to make a little room over here. Yikes. I need a bigger space, you guys. I have to go higher so that you can see everything. So over here I have my infusible ink, and then I'm also going to use some butcher paper. I think that will help maybe a little bit. So butcher paper comes inside of the box, so you don't have to run out and get it. However, I did find some parchment paper, and I wanted to, while we're waiting for this to heat up, we'll do it, okay? So this is butcher paper. It came right from the box. It has a bit of a shiny side to it, and it's, I don't know, maybe it's like 14 inches. And this is parchment paper from my kitchen. And I'm just sorry, it's not cut very neatly, but move this over here. And you'll notice that this is not shiny on either side, but parchment paper does withstand a lot of heat, so I think this would be fine to use. If you really are a stickler, you can buy the butcher paper in a box now. And there's 14 inches, 12 by 14, 15 sheets in there. That would last you a long time. So if you don't mind trying or experimenting with the parchment paper, I think it would work just fine. I regularly use parchment paper when I'm cooking or baking, really, and that's usually $3.50 to anywhere between $3.50 $3.75. So that's kind of like around the temperature that we put our machines on for infusible ink. So I think that would be a good alternative. So we're almost at 300 degrees, and as I mentioned before, so this is unfinished wood, and I did get this at Amazon. I think there's 10 in here. I used it already earlier in the week. I have 4 more unfinished pieces. They're really nice and smooth, and they're quite thick. And I think they make really nice signs. They're lightweight, and they'll make a really nice sign. And they were fairly inexpensive. So if you are looking for what to put your infusible ink on, I would maybe suggest this. This has worked out pretty well, and I was able to use iron-on as well on this. So I think we're almost at 300 degrees. So I'm going to take my circle. It's nothing, just a circle that I cut at 10 inches, and I'm going to just sort of make sure that it's covered over the entire circle. I could tape it, but I don't really need to, so I am going to look for my tape for when we have the it's over here, when we do the infusible ink. So it's ready. I'm going to take and pick this up. Be careful, it's super hot. And we're going to just press this down here, and we'll activate the timer. We're going to do 40 seconds. And I want to make sure, because this is a 10-inch circle, and this is a 9 by 9 inch mat. So I need to make sure I get all around on all the edges as well. So I might do a little bit more than 40 seconds. By the way, if you have an Easy Press Mini, this can also be done on the Mini. It will take longer, but it will be done on the Mini fine, and not a lot of pressure. It's just the sort of picking up that's kind of difficult. I haven't tried this on the auto press yet, but I think I will. And I'll show you how that works out on the auto press. The auto press is much bigger, and so you don't have to worry about moving it around. So let us see. Still hot, obviously, but I think this should have worked. I'm just making sure I get all around there. And let's move this out of the way. I feel like I'm going to burn myself today. I don't know why. Okay, so we're going to lift it up. It's still pretty hot, but I want to take it away from here, because that is what this material is. If you can see, it has like a little silver speck to it, and I think that's so that it reflects the heat up and doesn't pull it down in there. Okay, so what we're going to do is, when it cooled off, which it's starting to cool off, I'm going to start to peel this off. It's still pretty hot, but I'll work sort of slowly around here. So this is a little bit not done right here, so I'm going to hit it again just with a little bit of heat on that side, because this side's pulling up fine. and it looks like it's applied, but maybe not so much here. Let's see. And we want to do a cool peel, but you guys know I'm super impatient, so so it's still hot. You probably want to just like set it and leave it aside for a second. And I see that it's like kind of not on there very well, so I'm gonna hit it again just for a few seconds because I don't want to mess this up. Yeah, that's true. So Leslie is talking about, whoops, let's talk. Leslie's talking about ghosting. So one of the things that happens with infusible ink is ghosting. I remember the first time they showed me this infusible ink, and I was the only one that got ghosting on my project. I was like, dang, what happened? And it's like, it just sort of solidified in my head that if there is something that you could mess up, I'm going to find that out. I am always the one that finds out the mess ups. So yeah, mine did ghost, and that is usually ghosting is from if you pick it up and move it, and that is just simply because when you are doing infusible ink, this is actually all ink that is dried and sort of impregnated onto here, and when you add heat to it, that ink turns into a gas, and then the gas is sort of gaseous, right? And it floats around, and then the press actually gets it onto the surface. But if you move the heat press, that gas sort of becomes a little bit, moves around a little bit and causes what's called ghosting, or it's kind of like a blurred line around it. So it's not as, I don't know, sharp. Sharp is the opposite, I guess, of ghosting. So we're just going to remove this like this. It's pretty hard. I don't know why. And I do see that it's got kind of a bubble there. I don't know. Interesting. Well, let's see. It appears to be, whoop, I got a dog hair there. How'd that happen? Wonder. But it appears to be on there pretty well. Okay, so now let's do our infusible ink on top. So this is a design I found. It says Hello Winter, and I used this mottled look. And I think this might actually work better than the Let It Snow because it's not so specific around the edges. Do you see that? So we don't have to be so specific about, oh, it must go exactly on that edge. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to also tape it. And let's see if I can get this tape going. There we go. So this is heat resistant tape. Okay, don't use regular tape because you will have it melt on you. This is going to go on a very hot temperature and it will melt. And I am just going to actually tape it straight to my mat, you see? And I know it's kind of squirrely here, so let's do a little more tape than usual. I need another piece. Okay, and the other thing that we need to do is we need to find out what temperature we're going to do the infusible ink on. Now, this is where we're getting a little bit creative and going against some of the rules here. So we're using the Easy Press 3, but I'm using the Easy Press 2 settings. And I'm going to choose, just so you can see, Infusible Ink Transfer Sheet. okay, because that's what this is the transfer sheet. But as far as the base material goes, I really don't have a choice of wood. So I need to choose something that's sort of comparable. And so I think I'm going to choose, I'm going to see what aluminum sheet looks like, but it might be too long. No, it looks pretty good. So 385 for 40 seconds. So let's do that. Now we have to move this aside. We have to turn our press higher to the 385, but 40 seconds, it's already set for 40 seconds, so we don't have to worry about that. So now it's going to go from the 300 to 385. I think it actually gets hotter faster than it does get cooler, if that makes any sense. But I'm pretty impressed with how quickly it does it anyway. So let's go ahead and put that aside while it heats up, and let's have a look at our little experiment here. Crazy. So yeah. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, I know how much you guys like those joy projects. So tomorrow and Fridays going forward we're going to be doing joy. Every Friday we'll do a joy project. I decided we used to do Friday freebies, but I really can't do those anymore. So we're going to do joy projects on Friday. And tomorrow's project, we're going to be working with holographic sparkle vinyl. And we're going to be making some really adorable kids' Valentine's and St. Patrick's Day cards. Now, I've done these cards before, but I've never done it with iron-on, and so I'm pretty excited about it, and I can't wait to show you that. So that's tomorrow on the show. It's Friday also, which means we will be picking our winner for the Friday freebies. Do you know what a Friday? I'm not a Friday freebie. I'm tongue tied. Cricut community freebie. We give out a Cricut cutie. I give out a Cricut cutie and a bunch of stuff from my studio every week to someone who follows me on the Cricut community. So if you're not already following me, please follow me, and I will use your name. I will include your name in the drawing every week that goes out. And by the way, if you've won in the past, I have assembled my giveaways, but I'm trying to do a lot of them. So I'm kind of like waiting to get them all assembled so that I can send them out to you. And if you won, I will be getting that out hopefully this week, if not early next week. Okay, so our press is heated to the 385 for the 40 seconds. We have on our mat the unfinished wood with the glitter iron on, and then I've put my Infusible ink design facing down so you can read it. See, hello winter, and there's these pretty trees. I think this is going to look really cool. I used some heat resistant tape as well so that it will not move too much. So let's give this a try. We're going to take and put this on here. We're going to try not to move it too much, and then we will hit that 40 seconds and see how it goes. Not a lot of pressure is needed. I think just putting your hands on it is enough pressure, and try not to move it. I'm just looking at side to side and top to bottom that I have the whole thing covered, and I do. Oh, hi Amy. So let's see. So Amy, I'm not doing Facebook video right now because the software that I was using for Facebook and YouTube started getting really messy and causing problems like reverb and issues with video. So I had to go straight to YouTube, and so you won't find me right now on Facebook. I keep trying to get people to come over to the dark side, um, And I think we're done. Let us put this back. And, ooh, I can see it looks like it's done. The only thing I'm worried about is up here at the H. Now it's super hot, so let us be careful. But I'm going to show you. Let me remove the tape over here so that we can get a good reveal here. Ooh, what do you think? There's a little piece of paper there, but oh, I kind of like this. Now I want to show you something on the bottom here. So this is the bottom of the Infusible ink. So see here where it's kind of like not quite done. We're going to look at our back, and you see also over here it's kind of like not quite done. And the only thing I can think of for this side is that it just kind of I didn't have the press on it over there, but I don't know why it wouldn't do this part. It's a little bit odd. So what I'm gonna do, and yeah, it might cause a little ghosting, is I'm gonna put it back as best as I can, and I'm gonna see if I can't get that side piece done. Although, you know what? It has the tape there. I wonder if that has to do with it. All right, let's try this just for a few seconds more, just so that we can maybe get a perfect, it's never perfect, right? But it will be kind of interesting. Now, if you have been hearing a lot from people, oh, sublimation, and you're like, yeah, I can't afford sublimation. Infusible ink is a good substitute for sublimation, so consider that. You do have to like rethink some things. I don't know if I should do this. You have to rethink some of the projects and sort of, should I do it? I don't know. Should I do it? I'm going to do it. I sound like that commercial. I don't know. I was thinking about it. Should I do it? I think I will do it. Just for a little bit on this side. And I will press down a little bit. I don't really need to do it on this side, I don't think. We'll just do half and see if that works. All right, half. Let's see. Oh yeah, it fixed it. It didn't fix this. I don't know what's going on here. It's not like this is any different, but oh well. I suppose if I had my mini around, I could just, but I'm probably being too picky. So there we go. That is Infusible ink with iron-on. So it's really just Infusible ink on the glitter. Now we've done that before, but look at, it's very nice and vibrant. This is the color, all the color came off that way. So that's pretty cool. Let's move on to the next one. So the next one is going to be the Polycrylic on unfinished wood. So this side is the side that I put Polycrylic on. So we don't need the glitter. And we're going to just take, let's take this. This is the second one that I cut out. I did not, let's use this one actually. This one here, we'll use this one. So this is Polycrylic on unfinished wood, really just one layer. I remember Christiane saying she did 2 layers, but I didn't know what I should do, so I just did 1. And I did let it dry for 48 hours. And now I'm just weeding this Infusible ink. So this is that Let It Snow bit that we did. Okay, and I just do the middle here, of course. So if you are not really cool about being fussy about weeding, then, you know, like if you just don't like this kind of thing, then maybe Infusible Ink's not for you, because this is sort of how it works. It's not like regular weeding. Doesn't have that satisfaction of all that pulling off. It's more like paper. And so, you know, you end up with like the paper bits in there as well. So, the other thing I would point out about Infusible ink is that I wouldn't get too detailed, because Infusible ink, again, it's paper and it doesn't seem to do all the details that we love, like with the iron-on. It doesn't seem to be as detailed as we want it to be. So, stick with big, bright sort of messages. And if you need to, where is my, here it is. If you need to use your weeding tool, then go ahead and do it, but it's not, it doesn't weed nearly as well as we're used to, okay? So this is actually an opposite design. So what's going to happen is the coloring will be on the circle, and the words will actually be just the wood. I was going to do it the opposite way. I probably should have done it the opposite way, but I started reading this and I'm like, okay, we're going to do it this way. Well, I think I think also it's going to cause a problem around the edges here. So let's try to do this. We're going to need some tape. Y'all with me? I know I can use the letters as well, but because we're I don't know, because we're filming, we're doing this live, not so frugal as I usually am. All right. Need some tape. What are you barking at there, little guy? My little guy is acting a little weird today. I don't know why. He gave him a cracker last night. A Triscuit. I gave him a Triscuit last night. And you know, this morning, he still had that Triscuit in his mouth. He did not eat it. And he was like kind of walking around this morning, and he wanted to go outside, so I let him out the back, and he had the Triscuit in his mouth, and he buried it like it was a bone. I'm like, it's a Triscuit. And he was very, very like obsessive about burying it. Like, I want this, but I don't want it, so I want you to I want to hide it from you. So there is our tape on there. I'm just going to try to get as close to the edge as I can so that I don't have sort of things sticking out. All right, you. So he was a little weird this morning. And teddy bear's weird every day. So, all right. There we go. All right, so I'm seeing all around here, and I do see that it's covered up. And again, this is the Polycrylic test, and I'm going to use the same settings, which is 385 for 40 seconds. And because it is 10 inches round, this is 9 by 9, I am going to need to move it. So I'm going to do the 40 seconds, and then I'll pick it up. Hopefully I will not move the actual design, and I won't get ghosting over there. Now, one of the things I do need to point out is, I don't know if you can see this, but there is like gas coming up, and I can actually smell it. So do make sure that you're working in a room, not a tiny little room. Expand your Cricut crafting space like me. I have half my house is Cricut crafting. So expand, but also well ventilated, okay? So 40 seconds is up. I'm going to lift it up, and I'm going to move it over to here and do another 40 seconds. Let's see if that is gonna work out for us. Hi, Kathy. Welcome. All right. I can see like little bits of smoke coming around. So be careful. And also, if you have any kind of respiratory health issues, definitely maybe consider not doing this, because don't want you to get sick or anything. So that is me moving it, and let's see how it looks. Ooh, it's hot. Oh, wow. This actually isn't coming up right. Oh, look at that. It's kind of not coming up right. Well, I've never had that happen before. So, oh my. Meh, not so good. Not the best. I mean, let's have a look at the original one we did with the, so this is the same thing that we did with the glitter. And this is, first of all, I should have done it on a bigger press, because look here and here. And let's have a look at the back. Yeah, so there's a little bit here and a little bit here. I could probably try to fix that a little bit by heating it up, but I'll tell you that the fumes are a little bit much for me right now, so I don't know if I want to keep experimenting with this particular one. So this is glitter. This is polycrylic. So the third one that we're going to try, and this is sort of the questionable one, is going to be our laminating sheets. So I'm told this works. Jamie Leonard, I don't know if she's here. Yeah, I could use the mini. You're right. It has a rustic look. Not for me. Yeah. Yeah, it's I think the glitter looks better. Plus, because I'm obviously doing a Christmas or wintry thing, I think that glitter gives it something extra. And so I've got to say this one here is probably my favorite so far. But let's move on. So these thermal laminating sheets. This was an idea that somebody on Pinterest or something did. And so let's have a look. So these are the thermal laminating sheets. And so they are like pouches. And because we have a 10-inch circle, I'm going to actually open it up. There is a matte side and there is a shiny side. I'm told that I need to put the matte side on the wood. So I'm going to try it first on this wood. And from what I understand, you put this on here, and because my wood is a little bit longer, so I'm actually kind of just not overlapping, but getting real close. And let's see, I'm a little nervous about this. I can't say I'm not. But I guess the idea is to, I'm going to also use butcher paper. So I guess the idea is to get this onto the wood. Yeah, I'm thinking too, Gail, right? So, so this is plastic, clearly. And so we're going to have to basically melt the plastic onto the wood. I'm going to try to get this as close to possible. Now, I'm not really sure what we should use for settings on this, because it seems a little bit of an odd choice. But let's go here and sort of see. Okay, we're going to choose, I don't know. Iron-on designs. Let's choose iron-on designs on wood. Oop, I chose wool. Wood. Let's see what it says. 305 for 30 seconds. So we need to, let's change our, ooh, that's hot. Let's change our machine back to lower temperature. Gonna try, let's try 305. And we're gonna also do, whoops, 305. 305. And then this we're going to do for 30 seconds. So wish me luck, because I honestly did not try this. I did try this with the self-laminating sheets, and it was a mess. You have tried this with the laminating sheets? Okay, and so Jamie's saying I'm only going to need 15 seconds. So let me go back here and I'll change it to 15 seconds. All right, 15 seconds, and we'll just wait for it to cool down. While we're waiting for it to cool down, let's go ahead and weed this. This is left over from last week, so we can sort of weed this and get it ready for when we go and do the infusible ink. Isn't this fun? It's like being in science class. This is our lab. And don't forget, if you are watching live, please, please, please give me a thumbs up. I'm really trying hard to hit my goal of 25,000. And while we're kind of waiting for this, I'll give you a little bit. I know I'm chatting. Another person said they don't like the chatting. So I'm like, well, you got the wrong channel, because I like to chat. We like to chat. And so I just, you know, it's something for everybody. If you don't like the chatting, go to somebody else. I won't be offended. I really won't. I mean, I love you all, but I mean, if I'm not your cup of tea, you know, like when you went to college or high school, and some teachers you just really did well with and others you didn't. Well, think of it that way. You know, sometimes, you know, it's not for you. You know, you appreciate it, but it's not for you. So that's that. Anyway, I went to see my doctor yesterday for my sort of 6-month check-in. Because if you don't know this, I do have metastatic breast cancer. I was diagnosed in July of last year. And so I have been on a regimen of medications. It's kind of like a endocrinology. I don't know how to, but it's like no chemo this time. It's just medications and infusions and injections and things. So I went there and she said, how you doing? I'm like, I'm really doing well. I have the best fan club. I said, I have these great people that I talk to every morning on the internet, and we just have a whole lot of fun, and they just keep me going, and we keep each other going, I think. And I just love that about this group. I'm so indebted to this group. And does that mean that everybody's gonna like that? Maybe not. Maybe some people just don't like all my chatting. That's okay. I know I got you guys, and I'm really thankful for that. So anyway, she said I'm doing really well, and that I have to get my scans done again. So within the next couple weeks, I'll be going for scans. And hopefully, the goal, she said, was we don't want any more. And that's the minimum goal. But the larger goal is we want it to be shrunk, and maybe I'll go into remission. Wouldn't that be nice? So that's what I'm hoping for. I have been very good about, I started exercising again, and I'm actually walking really well now, which 6 months ago I was not. So that was a huge plus. Oh, that's been a huge plus. And been trying to, you know, eat well, get my sleep, be positive, try to sort of keep an open mind and all of that fun stuff. So, okay, we have just weeded that. And once we get this laminating sheet ready, we're gonna put it close but not overlapping. There we go. And I want to protect my mat, so I'm sorry, my machine, so I'm gonna have to use this. I'm gonna cut it, maybe. Whoops. Or I could use the parchment paper because it's as long as I want it to be, right? Yeah, why don't I do that? Or this. This works. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate it. I start swimming next week, and that's not because I don't want to swim. It's because every time with the YMCA, every time I go to re-up, I have to fill out some paperwork, and they basically said, oh, it's going to take a few days. It's like, all right, I'll wait. And so I got my paperwork in, and I'm gonna wait. I don't know. Maybe the guy that does the paperwork is, I don't know, on vacation. I don't know. But it seems like every time. So I will be starting next week again, and I won't be like doing Olympic swimming as I was before. I was swimming before for an hour a day, every day, 6 days a week. That's what I was doing. So the goal is to get back to that, but also, you know, I got to take it slow because I am older now, and I do have, you know, this MBC, and so what are you going to do? So that's the scoop on the swimming. All right. My mat is, I'm sorry, my press is heated up to the 305. So let's do 15 seconds. I am going to need to move it. So I'm going to do 15 seconds. And I will get out my knife because I might have to cut it off. All right. Let's do this side. Oops, move it over. Do it again. It seems like it's stuck on there, but might want to hit it again up here because see how it looks like, I don't know. We'll see. This is definitely one of those definite experiments. Don't know how it's going to work. Of course, I had to buy a whole box of these laminating sheets, so I'm going to have to find something else to do with them if this doesn't work out. Or even if it does work out, I just have a lot on this box. I need to get a laminating machine. I haven't had a laminating machine in a while. Okay, so let's see what we got. So it is stuck on there. Oop, it's hot. It is stuck on there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to flip it over. We're doing it on this side. And I am going to change my temperature so it can be heating up while I am doing this. So I'm going to change it to the 385, and the time I'll do for 40 seconds. All right. And this, don't mind this. This was, you know, because we're experimenting. I didn't want to use up too much of the good stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my True Control knife and I'm going to cut this away. Seems to be working okay. What are you chewing on, Benji? Please be careful, honey. All right. Seems to be working Okay, I gotta do this side. Here. All right. It's kind of not stuck on here on this side, but it's rather, it doesn't seem really stuck on here too well. Do you think I should try sticking it again? What do you think? Is Jamie in the audience? I know he wants the Triscuit. Isn't that weird about the Triscuit? It was just like a plain old Triscuit. Did it have like, I don't know why. He just thought it was special. But he's you know, he's the rescue, and so he's always like, oh, if you don't mind, I would really like to have, please, that sort of thing. That's how he is. And you know, he's a little bit shy about it. And even though it's at 385, I'm going to try it again just for a few seconds. So hopefully it will just kind of attach better. Oh, I don't know. What do you think I'm doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm about to really heat up. You're right, Jamie. Smart. Okay. So it kind of looks a little bit dimply, but I'm going to try it anyway. So here is my Hello Winter thing. So it's not that big. I'm just gonna put it here, I guess, sort of in the middle. Maybe I have to, yeah. Stick it on. And let's do this thing. Oh, let's use a little bit of parchment paper. All right, let's do this. 40 seconds at 385. And I'm going to move it a little bit because I want to get both sides. But it's really stuck on there really well. But still, I'm wondering about this, you know? I don't know if you can see that, you guys. But you know, if you're not a swimmer, I do feel like swimming is different for everybody. Sometimes just being in that water and moving around, because it takes away, you're not completely you know, buoyant, but you are somewhat buoyant, and just moving around in the water, it can be so freeing and lovely that I love that. But I do like to do distance swimming. I actually will, if I go swimming, it'll be 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever, of non-stop just laps. I just love that. My head clears. I have my own little, what do you call it? Like, it's like a waterproof headphone thing. So I get to listen to my music, which I don't do that often. And it's just really, really good. So I do miss it. All right. It looks like it moved. Yikes. But, oh, wow. That's the brightest we've seen, isn't it? That is the brightest we've seen. Now, as far as the dimples and stuff go, I don't know. I don't know. Let's have a look at the back here. So, so here you see that those snowflakes didn't really work out too well, right? And again, I'm doing what you're not supposed to do, which is I'm going to repress this. I'm going to repress it, maybe, just to get that. I don't know. I kind of like it. But it's really bright. But this is bugging me. I don't know. What do you think, Jamie? Oh, you've done glass. You've done glass? Chipboard and raw wood. So is it that? Is it that it's painted wood? I mean, look at how bright this is compared to, this was the polycrylic. So I think that the clear winner here is, let's have a look. The clear winner here is the glitter. Looks really interesting and awesome. And aside from this little bit, I mean, just looks really cool. And I love that it's sort of sparkly and glittery and it's like hello winter. This one also, the glitter, I like, but I think if I were going to do it again, I would cut this out and just use the letters and the snowflake instead of having this as a background. This was the polycrylic, and it's not my style, but it came out pretty good, except for right up here and there. It's very similar to what we did last week. It's kind of muted, but it might be something for somebody else. And then the third one is here, the laminating sheets, which this we did not use the laminating sheets for, and it came out that muted, and I did use two different colors here. This one I used just this color, and I didn't hit it as well, but the thing that bugs me is this. So I'm not sure that I would recommend this, but Jamie is saying that she's done it on glass, Jamie is saying. So I don't know, maybe we should try it on glass. I'll have to find some glass that we can use. So anyway, this was a really grand experiment, don't you think? And I really do think, yes, whoever said it, glitter always wins. That's my friend Colleen. Glitter always wins. And yeah, I agree. The glitter is really fun and sort of wowza. It kind of reminds me of when we did the Canadian t-shirts, and also remember we did 4th of July last year, we did the silver glitter with the blue and the red, and it came out like wow. So maybe start thinking about different ideas that you can incorporate the glitter, and yeah, be really interesting. So this was fun. I hope you thought it was fun. I hope that you found it interesting. I certainly did. I'm going to clean up this mess. And tomorrow we're going to do some fun things with our joy on the first Friday of our Joy Fridays. So starting this Friday and going forward, our Fridays are going to be about the joy, doing things on the joy, and also will be our cutie community winner every week as well. So that will be fun. I hope that you have, it's Joyful Fridays, because who wouldn't want to be joyful, right? Thank you, Penny. So nice to see you. And yes, cutie alert. And what am I supposed to say? Keep cutting. Keep cricketing. Bon appetit. I'm Julia Child. I'm Rita, and I want to tell you, just keep cricketing. All right? Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Take care. Oh, yes. Yes. So Teresa's saying, are these designs in Design Space? They certainly are. Would I give you a design that wasn't in Design Space? So here are the Let It Snow, and I will attach a picture to it, and the Hello Winter. And then, let's see, where's the other one? The Hello Winter one we did is somewhere here. Here it is, Hello Winter. And they are both available in Cricut Community. And just before we leave, let me just show you, do we have any new followers? Let's take a look. Oh my goodness, look at all these lovely followers. Oh no, they're not following me. Let's see. Okay, let's go back and see who. Brooke from Australia. Lorraine from Australia. Creative Duo. Did we just put where they're from or something? Creative Duo. Brenda Pinkerton. Look at Diva Watts Designs. Yes, I got a community or one of those contributing artists, and she does some really amazing things. Thank you for following me. And there's Jackie. It's Jacques, or Jackie, Sandy, Junen, Julienne. I don't know what I'm saying there. But welcome, Deb, Vicky, Mary, Susan, Lawrence from France. Yay. Linda, Yvonne, Amanda, Ermine, Shida from Singapore, Jenny and Mikey from Germany. Wow, look at all of these great people from all these different places. Thank you for following me. You will be put into the Cricut Cutie giveaway prize there as well. And again, tomorrow we're doing these Children's St. Patrick's Day and Children's Valentine's. I have made them available so you can have a look, and we're going to have fun with the joy on that tomorrow. All right, everybody. I've gone international. I'm an international sensation. Oh, I have so much fun. Anyway, thank you guys for following me and to sticking with me. I do so appreciate it. And I will see you all again tomorrow. Keep that Cricut cutting. I like that. That seems like a good thing to say. Keep that Cricut cutting. All right. Talk to y'all later. I gotta go give another Triscuit to this dog. He's begging me. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.